So there's a few aspects to my work. I'd say the first is a cultural, systemic kind of critical analysis. So that's like looking at the world and seeing where there are rules or systems or ideas in place that are oppressive or not serving us. That's working with the mind and working with views and the way that we see the world. And then there's embodiment coaching, which for me was the key to really transforming my relationship with myself and the world. And then there's soul work, mythic, poetic, speaking to that deeper part of our psyche. I love embodiment coaching. I've got a 13-year Buddhist practice. So I've done a lot of mindfulness, a lot of awareness practice. And I also have a ferocious mind. I have a mind that really thinks big and broad and is always thinking and connecting dots and can get incredibly abstract and kind of loves it. I really love the way that my mind can go big and large and abstract. But what I would constantly come up against in my own Buddhist practice, my own mindfulness practice, was working with the mind just wasn't enough for me. It wasn't tangible enough. I needed something more real and tangible to work with. And then I found embodiment coaching. The embodiment piece really, it grounds mindfulness, it grounds awareness. And it also is the vehicle through which we can change our habits, our ways of relating, our patterns of being in our own selves, our own bodies, and with other people. Awareness practice, I felt for me, it made me really aware of where I struggled or what my patterns were. Embodiment really helped me know what to do or gave me the way to transform it. Yeah. So without the embodiment piece, I was just getting more and more aware of my struggles, but didn't really know how to change them. And I'm not saying that there's not a way that you can't do that just with pure awareness. It's just like, it wasn't my way. I just found that so hard. But grounding it in the body really gave me the pathway to transformation and the vehicle of transformation. So I love this quote. It's often attributed to the Buddha, but I don't know who said it. When you're thinking, you're a lot of different people. But when you're feeling, you're nobody but yourself. And I really think that's true. It's like our minds are full of all the information, of all the other people's opinions, of all the things. And I can certainly get lost in my mind and in thinking. But when I come to the body, it's like, well, that's what's true. That's what's going on for me. That's this moment. Yeah. So there's something about really coming into the body that puts you back in touch with yourself, with what's going on for you, with how you are. And our bodies are shaped by culture, by conditioning, whether we feel like we can take up space or not, whether we feel like we can stand tall or not, whether we feel nervous in certain situations or at ease. That is all shaped by the culture that we've grown up in. And when we work with our body to transform those patterns or to come into a different way of being in ourselves, what we're also doing is transforming that culture. So it's like we've been shaped by culture, but we can also shape it back. And the way that I help people do that is through their embodiment. And the body is also a bridge. It's a bridge into our personality. It's a bridge into our psyche. As we grow up, we're taught to keep certain parts of ourselves, and other parts of ourselves are exiled or not encouraged. And what that tends to do is to shape our embodiment in a certain way. So these parts of ourselves that have either been exiled or abandoned, they're still there. They haven't gone anywhere. It's just that we're not able to fully embody them. So for women, that's often our anger. It's often our authority. It's often our desire or passion, perhaps. Could be our voice and the ability to speak. All of those parts, they're still there in our psyche, but we need to liberate them and bring them back into an embodied form. And the best way that I've found to do that is through the body. So as we work with the body, what we're doing is reclaiming these parts of ourselves that have been suppressed or not encouraged. And the more of our full selves that we can get on board, the more choice we have, the more range we have, the more possibility that we have to draw on in ourselves, which means we can make better decisions, we can think differently, we can imagine things differently, we have more genuine choices. The other part of coming back into our bodies and reconnecting with our embodied wisdom is that there is a hell of a lot of wisdom there. It's incredible when you work with a woman and you go to the body for the body's wisdom on a situation, and it has all of this intuitive knowing, these images, these ideas that the mind can't access. Yeah. So it's this well of wisdom. And it will also reveal to you who you are. It will do that through telling you yes or no. I like this, I don't like this. I feel relaxed, I feel tense. What you need, what you desire, where you feel good. And from that place of intuitive knowing, it will also reveal to you your unique blueprint for success. It will reveal to you like the routes that you need to follow, the threads of your nervous system that are going to lead you to being able to do the thing you want to do in the world from a place of actually enjoying it and it not being terrifying, or it being pleasurable and sustainable rather than hard work and hustle. Yeah. And no one can give you that blueprint. I think we're so conditioned, especially as women, to look outside of ourselves for the answer, to look for expert opinions, to look for someone else's guidelines or blueprint for how to do something. And yet no one can give you that information. That is something that you discover through coming into your body, into your experience, and trusting your own authority, trusting your own nervous system to know. I think something about embodiment coaching really builds that capacity, first of self-knowing and then of self-trust and self-authority, that you do have the answers inside of your body, inside of your system for the problems or the struggles that you're facing. And what embodiment coaching does is it helps to unlock what you already know, the wisdom that you already have, and the unique pathway inside of you that will lead you to the version of success that you truly crave. There is no one size fits all, and I can't give you the answers, but what my work does is supports you to discover your own. Yeah. Once you have that capacity, once you've built that skill, your body will keep leading you where you want to go. You will always have the answers available to you. You will be able to trust and follow your own unique blueprint for success that just feels delicious. One thing that I see women struggle with is actually coming into action from a place of ease and pleasure. I've spoken about it before, but there's this sense of we can push and struggle and we can do yang doing energy, which is important, but the model that we have for that is over stretched, over striving. It's got tension in it. It's like a pushing perhaps, or a sort of over giving. So I call that unhealthy yang. Yeah, so it's a yang that's out of balance, pushing. And then the correlation to that is if we've got unhealthy yang going on, we've probably also got unhealthy yin. So it's slightly collapsed. It might be overly adaptable, overly influenced. It can feel a bit boggy when we're in unhealthy yin, and it sort of lacks a vitality. Yeah. So if we've got unhealthy yang, often unhealthy yin going on. And what often is the missing piece is, well, healthy yin, but also learning what healthy yang feels like. So what does healthy, vitalized, moving energy feel like? What does taking action, coming into doing mode feel like when it's in balance, where it feels like an upwelling of vital energy, when it feels pleasurable, when it feels enjoyable, when it's not overreaching, overholding, overgiving, but it's fulfilling something of itself. Creative expression. What's that like? What I'm often working with women to do is find healthy yin and healthy yang. Yeah. So then the wheel can turn smoother. Then we can move from I'm in my doing, it feels pleasurable, it feels good, I'm getting stuff done. And I move into surrender and healthy yin, and I'm yielding and I'm surrendering and I'm asking for help and I'm not doing and I'm able to just be. And then an impulse comes and I get to come up and I get to take action on that and I do the thing that needs to be done and I move through again. Yeah. Which women are designed to do, just like the seasons, just like the menstrual cycle, just like the rhythms of day and night. We're designed to yield, surrender, soften, absorb, nourish, and then we do, and we create, and we rise, and we put something out, and we come into doing, and then we surrender again. We let it go, and we take the fruits of that and we compost them and we come back to yin. So often what I'm working with is rebalancing unhealthy yang and unhealthy yin into a healthy embodied model. And we do that through finding out, how does that feel in the body? What's your version of healthy yang? What's your version of healthy yin? And it will look different for everyone.